So, I got 90 days to get 100 clients, or 5 lucky viewers will get a full year's subscription paid all in full for whatever service or product that I will be building. This is episode 3. Today, we are on week 3. I know we've been a little bit behind in terms of producing this week 3. According to the plan, we're supposed to be building the product or service. However, the service took a bit of time. Of the 200 people that were sent email links or links to the survey, 63 people responded, which is brilliant. So we have finalized, and the list, from the list of the second research and the first research, and if you wait till the end, we will show you what idea is going to go forward and what we're going to build. And here it's make or break, right? We get it wrong, we get the idea wrong, we get the build wrong, we will never get to 100 clients by end of March. All right, so all depends on this week, all depends on the research, all depends on the results and what we choose. Right, so we're on week 3. We have one idea, 0 products or service, 0 clients, and we've got 9 weeks left for 100 clients. Right, so the first research that we did was market research using online. We did with Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, and last week we shared all the ideas that came about, right? And we said this week we wanted to do these surveys and interviews and so forth. And yeah, now we have the results, and we're going to take you through the results. We're going to try and do this as efficiently as possible. And from there, I've compiled everything, and I've put together a top 5, and then we will get the reveal of what app or product we will be building by the end of this video. All right, so stay tuned for that. All right, so from the surveys, all right, that we actually did, we found that one finding is that people are trying to cut costs. Right, most South Africans families are looking for ways to earn more money, looking for side hustles, looking for alternative jobs, new jobs. They're looking for ways to cut costs on their expenditure. Things are quite tough out there, right? So one of the ideas came about was a budget expense kind of tracker. And already I can see that, you know what, banks are already doing this, right? So like they already take information of your spending, right? And they group it, groceries, medication, education, kind of thing. So we need to, this is not something that I would want to adventure, but what the banks could do better is recommend alternatives. So for example, if they saw you purchasing a tablet from a certain shop and it cost you X amount, they could recommend you buying a tablet from a different shop, which would save you X amount. So that's the behavioral change that we want to adapt there or grow there, all right? The other thing that we found is that people are competing in the market of AI now, right? People feel like they have a disadvantage when applying for jobs. Now the companies are using AI to scan their CVs, and if it's not the highest quality, they don't even get a second look at, right? So we've introduced something here where we've created the link is in the description below. I built an app called Lit CV. Basically, you're competing with AI. This will give you a fair advantage. All you need to do is use the AI. It has an ATS optimizer. It'll help guide you through your building of your CV. It's gonna spell check. It has grammar. It has all the standards that you need to compete against AI. So you have a better chance of not being rejected the next time. All right, that's something there. What we found is also some people complained about the taxis. They felt they needed something that rated the taxis. While this is a good idea, it's not something that I want to venture into, mainly because there's hundreds of thousands of taxis in South Africa. Now you have to rate each one, and now a person using the app will be like, no, 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 okay, that one, but that one's not in line at this point in time for you to take the taxi. When you're rushing to get home, there's no time to look at the app to say which taxi I'm going to take. I'm going to take the one that's next available. So this is not something that I want to venture into. Another client or few clients mentioned a rental rights app. Like what they found is that most rental agreements are too wordy. They don't understand everything. They wish there was a way that they can just upload the lease agreement. It'll tell them in plain English what it means. They can check if there's any red flags, any unfair terms by the landlord. They wanted something where there's a document that says move out inspection list or move in inspection list, deposit calculator. This is something that they want, and they wanted, and this is not something people would want to pay for. I believe people would basically want this for free, and that's something someone can build using AI, and they can make it a free resource, right? But that's not for this video. Another idea came about was a carpooling app. So you're traveling from Johannesburg to Pretoria and you need a verified driver. Now you can't go to Gumtree or even online at work on the internet or so forth, and you really want to find someone reputable, credible, that you can actually, and right now it's very hard to verify these things. So that's a brilliant idea. I'm going to note it down. Another one is an app where you split the costs, right? So say for example, 60-60. One checkers will do more than 1,000 deliveries, right? However, if all of them are in the same complex, why not do a bulk order for all of them and split the cost among the customers, right? That can work, but they won't be using the bike. They'll have to be using the van, the hyper van, that will be able to carry all of that. And that's something, it'll save on costs, save on fuel, save on deliveries, and all of that. The other idea that I found was really interesting was that it's called a trade skills app. So currently AI is replacing most of the digital jobs, right? Some of them still needs the human in the loop. However, just like 100 years ago where people used horses, and now horses, taking care of horses and so forth is like a trade skill. You need to be trained, it's an acquired skill, right? You learn, you train, you pay a lot of money for it, right? And now people feel like most trade skills right now eventually may not be as needed, or it will be a hobby or a something, it's a rare skill. People will pay a lot of money for it. And what we found is that people, like for example, let me give you an example, right? Farming, people giving guitar lessons, electrical, mechanics, planting, even plumbing. Like those skills over there will be kind of rare, and people would want and are willing to pay for those skills eventually. And people can earn an income. So for example, you have a skill, say it's guitar lessons, you do all your lessons, you upload all the videos, and people will pay you for teaching them online or on videos. But they are competing apps like Udemy and so forth. So we need to be careful about that one, right? But it is something where you can upskill communities, not only with AI, not only with digital jobs, but trade skills. People actually want these skills, right? Another thing that I found is, another suggestion was the SMME cash flow. SMMEs, one or two, actually responded, and they said, you know what, we are small business, we don't have time to pay for an accountant, we don't have time to do the invoicing. There must be a simpler way. We want to be able to manage our cash flow, do the invoicing, and do the late payment interest calculator, stuff like that. So that's something I would consider. I'll put it on the list. A very interesting idea that came up and I thought was really cool was a competitor app to Hello Peter. So let me break it down to you how Hello Peter currently works, right? So you have a complaint about a certain company, you log in on Hello Peter. Hello Peter then contacts that company and say, and if you're an SMME, just say for example you're an SMME, you're a small, medium, micro enterprise, they'll say, hey, so-and-so client complained about your service, right? In order to respond to them and protect your reputation, this is how much you have to pay. There's a 14-day trial. Alternatively, you can pay a monthly subscription of 700 Rand. And for a much more taxing or much more complaints that you want to respond to, you have to pay 10,000 Rand a month. Now, people have said this is extortion. Imagine holding your reputation ransom until you pay. It's like extortion fee. So people have said, why don't you come up with an app called Goodbye Peter? It's a Goodbye Peter app. And I thought, you know what, that's actually brilliant. Okay, so from this entire list, right, the research that I've done last week with the Geminis and the Perplexities and the surveys and the interviews that I've done, I've chosen the top 6, right? Are you ready for the top 6, right? The top 6 that I've chosen, 1 is the delivery cost splitter, 2 is the carpooling app, 3 is the affordable workout app, the home workout app. The fourth one is the trade skills app. The fifth one is the cash flow crisis app. And sixth one is Goodbye Peter app, right? The complaints app. So, are you ready for the idea that I've chosen that will take us or that will make or break us in the next 90 days. The app that will watch me fly to the 90 to 100 clients or watch me crash and burn. Are you ready to hear what that app that I've chosen? Right. So the app that I've chosen that will take me through and hopefully get me to that 100 clients is the home workout app. Alright, so the reason why I've chosen this app, number one, is that people are complaining that they're tired of gyms, they have to pay this large membership fee, and they needed to replace the current apps out there in South Africa because it's quite expensive. They made many apps, one app for nutrition, one app for working out, another one for in-body. Some of them have to pay for personal trainers. Then at the gym itself, they feel that they go during peak hours, there's not enough equipment, not enough availability. And so I've decided that, this is an opportunity here to replace some of those apps, right? And yes, there are good apps out there currently in South Africa. And what they found is people are complaining that, they work out, but then it doesn't sync and send the information to their rewards program, like a Discovery Vitality or a Momentum Multiply on time, and they lose out on their active days, or it takes too long for that data to upload. All of this has been taken into consideration, and I said, you know what? People use apps, right? About 40% of South Africans actually use a fitness app. But some of them, what they've said is most of them actually quit by the third month, by the third or fourth month. There's only like a small 15 or 20% that actually go through towards the end of the year and every year that are actually consistent, all right? And I wanted to find out, why is this so? Why is there a dropout? Is it affordability? Is it consistency? And then I found out, you know what the reason is? They wanted something that's flexible and adaptable to that person's lifestyle, right? Think about it, right? Not every day you're going to go to the gym. Not every week you're going to have a perfect week, 100 out of 100 going to the gym. There are days you're going to miss. There's days you're going to skip. There's days you're going to have a cheat meal. You want the app to adapt to you. You don't want you to adapt to the app. It can't be rigid. It needs to be flexible. It needs to work according to you, all right? So yeah, we're going to go for this. We're going to build this app and we're going to make it happen. We're going to get 100 clients, and I'm confident that we're going to get it within the 90 days. And if we don't, 5 lucky viewers will get access to this app free of charge for the year. And one of the features that I'm going to put in this app is a AI-driven personal trainer, a personal trainer that's custom made for you. Think about it, right? How much you pay for a personal trainer? Like 500 Rand a month, 600 Rand a month, plus there's gym fees, plus there's an app, plus there's another app you have to take your food and work out your nutrition. So I'm going to figure out a way that we can get all of this into one app at an affordable price that you don't have to pay 800-900 Rand for, but something you can have in your pocket 24/7 and you can use anytime, that tracks your steps, that helps you with your workouts, that is custom made for you. Like to say, it's a personal trainer that custom made for you to say, you know what, I've noticed that this week you've done that you prefer this type of workout. And it needs to be variety, You can't have the same workout every day. That's or every second day or stuff like that. You need something that has a bit of variety, something that is able to be flexible. This week I want to do kettlebell swings. Next week I want to do deadlifts. But interchange and move out certain exercises and move in other ones that you're more comfortable with, So yeah, we're going for it. We're going to be confident about this, and we're going to get 100 clients within 90 days. So stay tuned. Next episode, we're going to be building it from scratch. We're going to be using an AI software that's completely locally sourced. That means it's on your computer. You don't have to pay a subscription or so forth for it to build it. And we're going to be building in public. So stay tuned and look out for the next episode. Thank you.